or value system. In the decision making, we always need to fall back to our value system. Our value system is always black and white. There's no gray. The white is a white, black is a black. The right thing is called white, and the bad thing is called black. And there's no gray. So each of us has our value system. Respect for elders, uncompromising integrities, harmonies, and all those sort of things, the value will never change. So in doubt, I would suggest that we go back to the value, go back to the education. And the third thing I'd like to perhaps spend a moment to talk about is attitude. Many people have asked me, before they go for interview, say, what do you all normally ask for? So in fact, when I interview normally, I don't look at the resume. I know that you just need to do the screening, and my manager will do the interview. But you were surprised that actually, what do we look for through that 2 hours, 4 hours, or 8 hours interview? My answer is that we are looking for attitude. The good attitude. Because if you have good attitude to learn, there's always that we can teach. If you have good attitude, to improve yourself and to contribute to self-inspire, there's always good attitude. Now go back to attitudes that I want to tell an experiment or story. That there was an experiment that this classroom, take out a paper, write down what you don't have and what you wish to have. Very fast. I want a car, promotion, I want cars, I want a house, and all those other things. So very fast, the whole page is full. Then it asks, write down what you have. You find that it stops. Because you say, I don't have a car, so how do I have a car? I don't have a house, I don't have a promotion. So that page is empty. They forgot that they had parents. They forgot that they had brothers. They forgot that they had friends. They forgot that they had education. They have forgotten that they have societies, care, and all that. So the story I try to relate is that sometimes it all depends on how we view set or mindset, half empty and half full. If we set ourselves half full, we will appreciate what we have. But if you set ourselves half empty, you'll find that you'll make ourselves suffer for things that we don't have. So the choice is yours. If you want to make yourself appreciative of the love, care, friendship, and peacefulness, harmony that we have, I would say that I don't have promotion, I don't have big cars, I don't we fight with each other and those things. So those are happy. So back to the question, in doubt, fall back to your values. Have good education. Good education is not only send text. Good education is to think independently. That's why I respect Marina. I think her thought is very independent thought. And the third is that your attitude. Get it half full. And getting half full, you'll find that you will embrace the world, you will face the problem very positively. Thanks.
I cannot stress the more importance on what Dato Yew had mentioned about attitude and also values. Those are going to be the guiding principles, because whether you like it or not, people judge you all the time. So just that on Facebook is publicly seen. So if you don't want to be judged, you keep quiet, but then they judge you for being quiet. You put your comments there, and they judge you for your comments. I mean, you guys, we're marketing. All the while, you are judging me, you're judging, we are judging you. I mean, you just don't say out in open, that guy, why is he also doing all. I mean, but what happens is in Facebook, Twitter, and such, it has made it much simpler for the whole world to, like you said, see and also judge, and also to a certain extent judge you. And that is human nature. That's something which cannot, it's always been there along, but the channels have made it easier. Now, the likely case of how to make decisions is like this. It is done through experience. Will you make all the right decisions? No, no one makes all the right decisions. If you make all the right decisions, then you're not human in that sense. Alright, but I want to talk about a very simple fact of like you need to know who to allow to speak into your life and who not to allow to speak into your life. Every one of us, I mean, you've got a lot of friends. I mean, you've got 2,000 Facebook friends, 3,000 Facebook friends. But how many of those that you can really say that and give permission? Hey, I give 3 of my friends to speak into my life so that they can be totally frank with me. They see that I'm going wrong or going astray. They can come to me and say, hey, hey, look, you're going haywire and things like that. So you need to know who you're going to allow to speak to your life. And what's going to happen is that you cannot please everyone, and of course all of you know that. So know who you should please and who you shouldn't please, and know in terms of context of why you do certain things. And just because you fear someone judging you, you stop making decisions, then that is the wrong way to go also. Just be responsible for your decisions. And sometimes it's very easy to always look back, oh yeah, I should have done that decision that way. It's always easy to look back when it's done. But it's very difficult to take the step when it's not done yet. So don't judge yourself too badly also. As you grow as a leader, let your values, like what Dato Yew said, guide you. And hopefully the right values, our good friend Mr. Adolf, excellent leader, great leader, just a bit of a wrong value system, but that's the way it is. So let your values guide you. So hope that answer your questions. Right? Thanks.
Good afternoon. Yeah, I'd like to ask, because you all know that people losing jobs and graduates not able to find jobs is kind of a big issue these days. So one of the main problems is that the baby boomers, the elder generation, they are holding their position. They are still working. For example, doctors. We all know that a lot of people want to study doctor and stuff, but when they come out, they're going to face the problems that there will be too many doctors. So how do you face that problem? Is that the elder people, the baby boomers who are working for some time, they choose not to retire, but to hold their position. So that will cause that new graduates won't be able to find their jobs because there is no more space in companies. So how do we actually survive that? How do we actually counter that problem?
That is a good question. I hope you are not suggesting anyone wants to retire. So I try to change my agenda. That means look at differently. As I said, today I want to speak more on the half empty and half full. Then the fact that in Malaysia, unemployment rate is 3.7. It's full employment. Full employment. So the other way to look at it is that if there's oversupply of graduates, that just happened before in India, in China, with all the PhD, you will have to create another industry in this economic cycle. So I would like to see it on the macro side. It's very good that we have talent. And it's not an issue of whether can we find job or not. I think the issue is that do we have enough talent? Do we have good talent? If you have good talent, then the world is flat. And many good talents can just find their own entrepreneurs and own business. So I don't see that's an issue. The issue is that the caliber and talent of the individual. So that's the key. Second is that I also want to take this opportunity to take away some mindset. Many youngsters like branding. They would like to work for Motorola. They want to work for Intel, Facebook, Apple. They will never want to work for a company ABC, local suppliers. No. So I would like to take the mindset away that when we look for when we work for company ABC, it helps to encourage the entrepreneurship. And you one day be Facebook or Steve Jobs or whatever. When they started with nothing. So you need to take away the mindset that somebody stay there or there's not enough job. or I only want for this type of job because I need branding. So it's go back to the helpful attitude. I believe that with that education, the world is at your feet and the future is in your hand. So I will not take, will not worry too much that you cannot get a job. I still remember in 1982, when we graduated, we walked every company in the room. One day we can walk 10 companies, one day we walk 50 companies to get a job. It's okay. So those are perseverance will come, right? So the opportunity is there. I think it's for individual. So I just want to say that you need to be perseverant and you need to be helpful above all.
Okay, so let's talk about logic. Is it logical to pay someone 3 times the pay, 4 times the pay, and keep them in the company if you're a for-profit company, which most companies are, they have to make profit? As opposed to hiring someone young who's equally talented and pay them 1 time the salary, one-fourth of the salary of the whatever the baby boomer or Gen X. Which, if you are an entrepreneur and you own the company, which one will you choose? Will you choose the guy with 3 to 4 times the salary, or the guy with the 1/4 of the salary with both same skill set, same capability? Which one will you choose? You fire both of them, okay? Alright. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that it's not the matter of fact that the Gen X or baby boomers are holding on to the jobs. It's because the Gen Ys, to a certain extent, are not rising up for the skill sets and the capabilities. It defies logic. Why would I want to pay more for current existing staff if I can get someone younger who can work longer hours, who has less commitment, no wife, no children, those type of things? And I mean, this truth be told, this is to a certain extent, this is the way businesses have to look in order to survive. And and you've got, like in Malaysia, you've got 275,000 jobs available out right now, and you have 460,000 unemployed graduates. At least 200,000 gap in between. So you have oversupply, you have over demand. So what's the problem? The problem is actually a problem of fit. Alright, you guys, to a certain extent, maybe not you all in the room. There's a problem of fit. It cannot fit into the roles as required. And a lot of what Dato Yew has been speaking about are those things you need to take to heart. I mean, yes, what he says you may know, but knowing, understanding, and doing it and applying it to your life is very, very different from just knowing it. So, don't worry so much about the baby boomers or all those guys. If you keep on working hard with the right attitude, with the right values, and you push yourself, stretch yourself, trust me, even before you graduate, the companies will come for you. Good talent is so hard to find nowadays. I mean, we are literally looking left, right, and center. And if you have the right attitude, the right skill sets, don't worry about any baby boomer or any other superstar in the world, because you'll be highly valued in any organization. Yeah.
Maybe I want to do an analogy. Today I'll tell a story. You grow yourself. Grow yourself. What size do you wear? What shape? What size? Size 28?
40.
40. So the point I'm trying to relate to is that shirt. If you wear 40, you grow yourself. Assuming one day you grow yourself to become 50, size 50. You don't worry. Because either you yourself will find a size 50 or somebody will find a size 50 for you to wear. So the idea is that grow yourself. So if you grow yourself to become size 30, you wear size 30. Grow yourself 40, somebody will find a shape. I will see in this Malaysia, a size 50 person wear a size 40 shirt. You never. Second is that if you are, what size of shoe you wear? 8. Assuming that your feet is size 8. What if you try to buy a size 12 shoe? You will fall. So the analogy is that somehow the society will find a shirt, or you yourself find a shirt for the right size, but if your feet is size 8, try to fit into a size 12 or 14, through, you will fall. So that's what I would say, grow yourself. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions? Yes, we have one.
Hi, you spoke a lot about leadership in the last thing. I was just wondering what you think some of the key challenges are for Generation Y leaders of tomorrow.
Very simple. A lot of ideas, think a lot, zero execution. It's very simple. Leadership cannot be learned through just thinking. You know, a lot of people I met as FUJ1, great ideas. They will say, oh wow, no, Mark Zuckerberg stole the idea. Facebook was my idea. Or yeah, Twitter was my idea. But what's the difference between Mark Zuckerberg and whoever? All these guys, very simple. They executed on the idea. Was it simple for them? No. It was pure hell for them. But that's how they became leaders in that sense. And I see no lack of talent, but a lack of drive to get things done. So that is the perennial problem with leaders, not just in your generation, but in human nature, but more prevalent right now in Gen Y. So this is the challenge that you all face. No lack of talent, but just a lot of lack of execution. That's my personal view from what I've been doing a lot.
I will switch and give you some analogies, right? Just an observation. Today I like to tell a story, so you remember. Malaysia World Badminton #1. What's her name? Lee Chong Wei. You know how he become world #1? A lot of hardship, a lot of training. He was from very poor and people, he was not selected. And he was insulted. So one story, insult is the best motivation. Second is that leadership in any field doesn't come by chance. In fact, I would say my analysis is that it's very difficult to find another champion because this generation does not take that hardship anymore. I was at luncheon with Kumar, the former Malaysia coach, who coached Mokhtar Ali, Sachin An, when we beat Korea before. So he said he was invited to coach Penang, so he said he refused. Then he said, how Mokhtar Ali, the best striker of that time, become the best leadership in that football? Just like Lee Chong Wei. He said he trained 3 hours. After 3 hours training, Mokhtar Ali take the ball back and train for another 8 hours. Likewise, in those Thailand friends, right, I read Rachana, the ladies badminton. Understand that they train. So my conclusion is that leadership doesn't come by chance. That's what Andrew said, not by what you want, but there's a lot of preparation, a lot of hardship, and a lot of those contribution to sacrifice, and then able to stand up when it matters most. And you can see how Lee Chong Wei and Linda played for the last 3 years. You will never win because Linda is so good. It's a military mindset. You can take that last 3 points. Even the aircon wasn't off, you will still know because it's a leadership, it's a mental toughness. Thanks.
It's about time. It's 3:38. Anyone last question? Okay, last question.
Good afternoon. This question is directed to the Director of Solutions. Basically, what would you like us to learn from your generation?
So definitely not Facebook. I need to learn Facebook for my kids, right? So every time my kids set up Facebook, I forgot my password. So every trip we come back from the overseas, the first assignment, basically I set up my Facebook, right? I lost my password. So what you what I described just now is that the different generation has different value. So if anything that you can learn from this generation is their value system, their perseverance, and their stamina, their ability to demonstrate themselves. But we are not saying that it should take the same time that you become great, right? Now we're saying that just learn from that good value and talk with the technology savvy, the internet savvy, and the current type of accessible to all the knowledge or knowledge you have. So it's basically, you take a half full what you have and fill on the other half empty what you don't have. So I would say more an attribute and a value system. So maybe I'll conclude with another story. You mind? I will just say the story, right? There was a wise man. I mean, some of you have heard this story. There's a wise man and a Gen Y. And Gen Y say, the wise man say, Gen Y is trying to ask the wise man, say that I got one bird in my hand. You guess, will it dead or alive after 5 seconds? So I think that person is thinking that. If you say live, I let it go. I just squeeze it. But you say dead, I just let it go. So that person was thinking that he has something that can trick and control. The wise man say, young man, future is in your hand. Thanks. So basically, this is a positive note for all of you. Future is in your hand. Thanks.
Thank you very much for the questions. We also like to thank panelists, Dato Yew and also Andrew from KL. Okay, thank you for your time from your work to raise this forum. Okay, and share their ideas and experience with all of us. Okay. Finally, I would also like to thank the audience for participating in this forum. Thank you for all the questions. Okay, I hope we have learned from each other. Thank you very much.
Alright, I hope you all learned a bit on how to survive in the 21st century.
Well, I think some of us might be feeling a bit peckish, so it is time for another one of our scheduled coffee breaks.
Okay, so yeah, since it's time for tea, don't forget to come back here at 4:30 p.m. for a speech on social skills for future talent by Ms. Nordisa Isla.
You may proceed to the adjacent hall.
get all the joy. Thank you. I hope it delivered to your satisfaction. Tell story. No lecture. Tell story. No big deal. Tell story. You need to leave at 9.
You just let me know lah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. See you again. Yeah. It's testing. Dinner 的时啊，你 show me picture.